Hi, and welcome back to Let's Win XCOM Long War. I'm Fwop. I will be your guide and host, Long Warriors, in an introduction to Long War 3X. That's Long War 3.14i is the current version. 3.15 is on its way with a lot of big changes, significant changes, I should say. That said, what we're focused on for this episode is introducing you to the Long War mod. Long War was created by Johnny Lump and Amaneri. It's hosted on nexusmods.com. It is the best mod for XCOM 2012 by Firaxis. It's absolutely outstanding, and with the addition of Enemy Within, the number of changes that Long War has made has gone through the roof. I just recently finished my playthrough of Long War 2, which did not include the Enemy Within changes, and because I was playing that for 8 months, I haven't actually had a chance to play any Enemy Within, and I just went ahead and skipped vanilla Enemy Within, installed Long War on top of it, and installed my own personal mod, Tactical Sense, on top of that. So it's a highly modified experience. If you play Long War, you won't have exactly the same experience I do, but I will explain the differences as best I can, and why I think you should try my mod if you feel like it. That said, let's jump into creating a game. I want to see how well my mod does in a kind of standard Long War challenge, so I'm going to play on Classic. I don't like Iron Man, because Long War is still under construction. There are plenty of bugs, and occasionally I just need to reload if my video glitches out. Like, I don't want to leave you guys behind. That said, also second wave options are nice. Most of them make it significantly more difficult. If you're having a hard time, you should consider cinematic mode and possibly strict screening. Strict screening, by default, all troop stats are randomized now. You should get the same quality of soldiers, but they will have different statistics. Basically, if they're low in one area, they'll be higher in another. So it all evens out overall, and they'll be better at certain tasks than others. But strict screening means that all your people are the same, and everyone has reliable stats. You don't have to look out. It's just less things to think about, like that low willpower that might cause someone to panic in an unfortunate circumstance. Cinematic mode pretty much just boosts your accuracy, so it's a little bit of a hack. But Long War is incredibly hard compared to vanilla Enemy Within, and if you haven't played before, just do yourself a favor, choose that. And if you must go Iron Man, choose Bronze Man mode. Enable this, and you can restart a mission from the pause menu. If something should go horribly wrong, or something glitches, or you find out that Long War is way harder than you thought it would be. So let's see. Let's just jump in. So I'm going to talk on top of most of this cutscene because I've seen it a million times, and you can always watch it again yourself. First thing I'll note is that Buckminster Fuller is a boss mode scientist of the highest degree. Now, with that said, this playthrough, this series, Let's Win XCOM Long War, is designed to introduce you to the mod and the many changes it makes in how the game plays, as well as the basic tactics that will stand you in good stead as you fight it. Now, I'm not completely familiar with I'd say the explicit details of a lot of the equipment and new stuff. I have a really good idea about how everything works, and I have played through previous versions of Long War to the end for the win, I might add. Very proud of that still. And there's a lot to learn for me and for you. Even if you're an experienced Long Warrior, there's always something. That said, we'll be covering basic tactics at first, with a couple little thrown in tidbits about specifics.
In light of the recent
And as things become relevant, we will throw in the more advanced tips. So I really won't hold back. But the first couple, these first couple episodes are going to cover the really broad strokes, more than they'll cover the incredibly short nuance. Fortunately, long war missions are, well, XCOM missions in general are long enough to give me a good amount of time to actually explain in detail all of the little details. That said, we're about to pick our first continent.
Good luck, Commander.
Thank you. Oh man, XCOM Enemy Within. I'm so excited to be playing Enemy Within finally. It's been so long. I've been waiting. Alright, so let's take a look at the continent bonuses. Currently in 3.14, you select a continent and you will get that bonus forever. All the other continents, you'll have to have a satellite over every country to get this bonus from it. You do, of course, always get money from countries that are not out of the Council of Nations. They'll give you a little bit of money. If you put a satellite over them, you'll get more money. And of course, then if you have a whole continent collected, you get the bonus. The continent you start on, however, you always get the full bonus for. That's going to change in 3.15, but no one knows when that will be out. Certainly before I finish this. So, we'll see. I'm working on my mod, and if I need to do major refactors, or if the version of Long War changes underneath me and I'm not too deep into this campaign, I'm going to feel free to restart from scratch. Just because I really want to perfect my mod. So, enough of that. North America. Continent bonus air and space. All aircraft and aircraft weapons cost 70% of their regular cost to purchase, build, and maintain. One note is 70% of their regular cost to purchase. You know, that's a 30% discount. It's a little backwards to my way of thinking to say 70% of the regular cost, but I'm only going to say it once. 30% discount, the other ones are 40. There you go. So, the air war is notoriously difficult in Long War. It's incredibly hard to maintain complete air coverage. As a matter of fact, it's really, I would say it's almost impossible. Even in the late game, UFOs can slip through. Aircraft can be taken out for half a month. In the beginning, they'll be taken out for a whole month. And it's just so brutal. But that means you'll need lots of interceptors all the time, and you'll always be paying maintenance on them, you'll always be purchasing new ones, and you'll always be building your aircraft. So this is just a super solid bonus. It will save you a ton of money over the course of the game. And if you can't decide, or you're waffling it anyway, choose North America as your starting continent. That said, Europe and Asia are also strong choices. Let's begin with Europe. Continent bonus expert knowledge. Europe gives you 40% off laboratories, workshops, and officer training school projects. Now, you're going to build, say, 4 to 6 labs, 4 to 6 workshops, and all the officer training stuff by the end of the game. It also takes 40% off of the maintenance for laboratories and workshops, and you will be building and researching things the whole game. So this is always going to save you some money. You have to invest in a bunch of laboratories and workshops for it to save you anywhere near as much as North America. So it's definitely viable. And of course, this is a 4-country continent as opposed to the 3 for North America. So it can be harder to maintain this bonus if you don't start here. Like, if you want to lock down laboratories, workshops, and officer training school projects, then start here. But it does cost money at the beginning to get into laboratories and workshops. However, you will be using them for the rest of the game. I beat my playthrough of Long War 2 with a Europe start, which let me dig into labs. You'll be researching the whole game a lot. And you will be loving the workshop rebates a lot. So it's very solid. However, the randomization of the Air War makes this discount a buffer that you can get totally screwed with bad rolls in the Air War. You will not be totally screwed by misplanning like a laboratory. That's why North America is a little more noob friendly and Europe is a little more pro. Not really pro. I would say you better know what you're doing or Europe will screw you over. Asia is the same way. Continent bonus future combat. All projects in the Foundry cost 60% of their regular cost. So the Foundry is a bunch of nice to have stuff, but when I say nice to have, I mean it's so good. We're talking like extra damage, penetration, all sorts of things. Everything can be improved in the Foundry. There are so many Foundry projects that goes on for the whole game, and paying less for them is amazing. However, as opposed to other places with a little more that cut down your maintenance costs, once you're done with your Foundry projects, you're out. That's all you get. This, you could quantify exactly how much this future combat will get you. So it's actually strongest in the mid game. It's kind of a timing choice. At the very, very end of the game, once you've researched and foundried everything, it's not doing jack for you. However, Asia is a 4-country continent like Europe, so it's one of the harder ones to hold all the countries with satellites. Unless you start there, you know, and you're guaranteed to have it even if countries are lost. And I like to move into it as my third bonus if things are looking good. Because the Foundry stuff is so good, and of course holding this for the middle of the game, you can let it go at the end once you get all your Foundry stuff built. However, there's so many Foundry things, they're so amazing. You'll want them all. And a lot of them depend on spending meld and other resources that are really tight at the beginning of the game, which can make the Foundry more of a mid-game choice, like a year in, or not really a year in, but like half a year in, a couple months, 5 or 6 months in. That's a long time to be waiting on your bonus. So, South America, almost no one starts here. Power facility, continent bonus, power to the people. Power facilities cost 60% of their regular cost to build and maintain. This will always save you money. This is a great second continent choice, especially if you're really into building your base. Like, it goes great with Europe, where you'll have to power all those laboratories and workshops with something. Power is you gain less power per facility you build, and other facilities require more power, so you're gonna really appreciate this bonus, but it's really a nice to have. You can definitely work around it. This is only a 2-country continent, so it's really easy to capture and hold when it's not your starting. So generally the top 3 are a better choice. And lastly, we have Africa. Continent bonus all in. Monthly XCOM funding is increased by 30%. So this is best when you're making the most money, which means you have a bunch of satellites up over a bunch of countries. And in general, you can't support that without a huge air force, which kind of makes it a shady. It's a one-trick pony, I would say, or it's a double-edged sword, really. The problem is, the worse you're doing, the more countries the aliens are taking from you, the more your satellites they're shooting down, the less this is worth. So it's kind of a go big or go home, and the problem with Long War is you just can't go big. You have to fight one step at a time, which makes Africa a really poor choice to start with. But a great one to take last, or 4th out of the 5 continents. It is a 3-country continent, so it's not that hard to take, And if you're going to ditch a continent, say like Asia is just unavailable, or Europe is not feasible because you can't handle the base assaults and 2 countries have left, then going like North America, South America, Africa is solid. My choice would probably be start North America, go Europe, go South America, go Africa, take Asia if you can. If you can't take Europe, take Asia instead, then South America, Africa. But I would always start with one of these top 3. That said, I'm starting with North America.
We're going to be putting down in Mexico.
Alright, welcome to Operation Rotting Throne. There is no tutorial in Long War. It's disabled for you. You don't have to do anything about it. That's just how Long War rolls. It's not compatible with the expanded squad size. You'll note that instead of a 4-person squad, you start with 6 people. And you can enhance that up to 8. This camera angle is killing me. There's like some kind of free zoom and it really wreaks havoc on my camera. Alright, you'll also note that, wow, your starting area can be completely different from that of vanilla. So here I started off in a corner, which is kind of nice. I know exactly where I can go and can't. There's a lot of low cover between me and heavy cover. So I really don't want to get bogged down in this low cover where I will get murdered by aliens. That said, you will note that my squad has varying levels of health. A note about the health bars. The white health is your soldier's body. When they take damage to their base health, their body, they will be wounded in the hospital for long periods of time. This is a bad outcome. You want to keep wounds as light, and you want as few base health loss because more is worse. If you lose all your base health, if you only have 1 left, or you go down and get stabilized, you can be in the hospital for like 40 days. Whereas if you just take 1, you might be in the hospital for like 9 days. The more health you have, the less each one counts for in a hospital stay. So you see this character has 4 base health, and this one has 3. If they each lost 1, this girl with, let's see, Elizabeth, with 3 health will be in the hospital significantly longer than, oh come on, than say Sandoval here, Carlota, with her 4 health. So since she lost 1/4 of her health and she lost 1/3, Elizabeth lost 1/3, each point is more painful. Alright, so you also note everyone has different amounts of health. That's because that's the randomization I was talking about. We already covered that. Let's jump into actually doing something. So, I am going to blue move. That is, of course, one of my 2 actions. The beauty of blue moving is you can react should you see aliens. You can do something about it. Now, I move this character first because they have the most health, and they have 2 armor, which is the most armor any of my troops have. Which means they could brush off a graze without going to the hospital. And we're going to move her up in this heavy cover because what we're doing is we're scouting with her. We're controlling our vision. This is the most important part of Long War, I would say. You can fight a ton of enemies and they can wreck you if you're not prepared. So you want as many of your actions available. You want your squad to have done as little as possible when you first trigger aliens. And to guarantee that after a couple of your soldiers have moved, you don't wind up with a bunch of aliens killing you, you send 1 soldier out in front, and then you don't move any soldiers past where they moved. For her, I'm not going to move any soldiers past this square, deeper into the map, or past this heavy cover she's behind. I'll feel free to put them behind her from the area she's come, and over to the right because I know this is the edge of the map, so there's not enemies waiting there. Basically, you don't expand your vision past where the first character went. And then you're free to double move everyone. Is there anyone really fast? We want our fastest troops up front because they will make the best scouts in our next move.
Corriendo.
So in general, the people you want to scout with are either your fastest or your toughest. And you don't particularly have to sit behind cover, especially with starting troops. It's fine to be on the open unless there's an alien that you've previously seen out somewhere in the darkness, because they will come into range and blow you away. Alright, so look, these guys are fast. Now, you'll note they have less health, but they're faster. That is how the randomization worked. This guy has exceptional aim. We've got some good aim here. Alright, all of our guys have good aim, but they also tend to seem to have low health. That said, we're gonna blue move up here. Alright, we didn't see any aliens, but I'm starting to get a little more nervous about aliens. We also want to keep an eye out for meld canisters. Meld being this golden glowy stuff that you spend for some of the better goodies in Long War. Okay, so I scouted in this direction, but meld is also likely to be, it's just as likely to be in the opposite direction, and this is the middle of the map, which is a place I do want to be eventually. So I'm gonna move up here. Another blue move, so I can still react if I see anything. And it looks like we're good. That said, this is also heavy cover where I can hide a lot more characters. This guy's fast. This would count as a third scout, as we're gonna open up a lot more vision over here. Generally, opening up vision, you want to do that as little as possible. But what we have done for ourselves is allowed these three characters to dash.
Target confirmed. On our way.
Now, where do we put him? Basically, as long as we don't go past where these people can see, as long as we don't open up any new territory to be seen, he can go wherever he wants and be perfectly safe. I'm gonna move him here, as we'll want more forces in the middle of the map than on the edges. Alright, with only 3 actions left, I just want to go into Overwatch. I don't want to move forward, and Overwatch gives me a chance to shoot some aliens if they wander into my vision. Alright, I heard 2 pods of sectoids, maybe 3, and we saw both, there's a meld, we want to go get that, and of course we heard aliens in the same direction. And when you hear aliens, that means that when you heard them, it's not necessarily true at the beginning of your turn anymore, but when you heard them, they were the closest aliens to you. So, we're gonna scout up. No contacts. Since we know there's meld up here and we want to get to it, I'm going to go ahead and dash her over here.
That's what we're looking for.
Now, the safest dash wouldn't have been to this corner, it would have been the space behind it, where even if I triggered enemies on my way over, they probably wouldn't be able to get close enough to me to get around the corner and see me. So they wouldn't have been able to shoot me at all, and then I'd be able to peek around the corner. This, however, is the fastest way. So it's often a choice between fast and safe. Alright. in there. That said, I will want more firepower when I eventually do encounter these aliens. And the closer you are to them, the easier it is to use grenades. Let's keep an eye over to our right as well. Now I would have hidden him if I didn't want to see aliens over here and trigger them. I would have just put him closer to these other two where he couldn't see around this corner. But since I have troops up here, I want them to come with me. This guy's a little bit slower. Move him here. Note this isn't really expanding our line of sight because he is not ahead. By ahead I mean in this direction of this guy's line of sight. Which means she is completely safe to just dash up into the open. I want her able to go into the heavy cover at the next mausoleum. And we'll throw in an Overwatch Fig Leaf for that character. I don't want her to be too far ahead. I definitely don't want to trigger aliens with my last action, because then they'll get to shoot at me during their turn. Alright, there's a meld this way. So we can get up to this meld. If we want to get both melds, we're probably going to have to fight multiple batches of sectoids at once, which is very dangerous. We might be able to sneak someone who's exceptionally quick past. This character seems to be one of our quickest. You can check later. Actually, I think she's faster. Yeah, she has a lot less willpower. So she can't quite make it there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this doorway and we're going to try and sneak her past here. If we encounter enough aliens to fight, hopefully we can move through here. Oh, also, where aliens start is randomized compared to vanilla, so it's going to be different. Now, we have to be within one move range of this. So optimally, I would place her... Where do I want her? Well, we're just going to move her up and scout. I do expect to see aliens at some point this turn. Since I didn't, I'm a little concerned. Because they could be here or in that side. If you don't know what to do, the direction you move in should be the direction that you have cover from. So I move this way, I want cover from aliens out there that I'll set off because I'm going to be revealing any aliens that are going to be up here. So I'll want to be on this side of all this cover. Like, this would be decent cover for me. That should, yeah. That should put her within movement range of this meld. And there we go. Fortunately, she's concealed. Oh, unfortunately, that's a lot. That was very unfortunate. She is not well covered against that. So, one of the ways we can save her bacon is to let other characters in heavy cover take some of the heat. So before the aliens can all get into Overwatch, we're gonna move up here. Now what's gonna happen is this character they're gonna see at the beginning of their turn. They're gonna think, oh man, we need to target that guy. That should keep them advancing far enough to note that they can flank her, which is what we really don't want. Now, since I just activated 2 pods, a double activation, I really want to avoid other aliens, so I'm not going to move anywhere I haven't already moved. That said, I also want to get close enough to use these grenades, because I'm going to need grenades against this many aliens. Alright, she should have good cover. I mean, low prof... That's actually terrible cover. Oh man, she might get flanked. She might be the one who's tanking as everyone else dies.
Double time.
So we want her up here. She's got 2 AP grenades, which will help out. And I want this guy here. So we just have the whole squad arrayed against these guys. Hopefully they won't move around too much. That's the most we can hope for. But we have 2 characters that are potentially exposed and could easily go down to a single shot at this stage of the game. It's just unfortunate. Oof. That's really unfortunate. To activate this many pods at once. That's the beauty of how meld lures you into terrible strategic decisions. Alright, she's suppressed. They found it, they caught her out of cover. She's flanked. Now she took a lot of damage. She'll be in the hospital for a long time if she lives. But this will probably kill her. Oh good, good. Our other characters tanking some of the attacks. Oh gross, gross. And that's another long hospital stay. Fortunately, we resisted panicking, which is rare. Now she's suppressed. That means shooting and moving are really bad options for her. But we do have a ton of grenades, and grenades are how we pull our bacon out of this horrific situation. They're much more reliable than rookie aim. So the first grenade solving situation is this one. If we damage him, it is guaranteed to disrupt his suppression, even if it doesn't kill him. And it does kill him. Now we want to kill as few as possible with grenades because you don't get the bodies or other resources. You can get a little bit of meld or alloys or lyrium from aliens that you don't ever damage with explosives. However, we don't have that luxury right now. Alright, there's no overwatch. I can finally see it. One of the beauties of Enemy Within that I had to struggle without. Now, if we take out this guy behind the meld canister is actually an easy kill for us. If we can take out some of his buddies that will of course punish us for trying that. Oh, this camera angle is horrific. Alright, this is the best we're gonna do. So also, new to Long War, or unique to Long War, is grenades do more damage the closer to the center of the blast an enemy is. Or, really, they have fall off as you get away from the center of the blast. Alright, good. So, we took him down too, which was not totally part of my plan, but is excellent. So this guy with 5 health, it would take a lucky grenade to take him out. However, we have to get rid of him, I would say. Yeah. We have to at least disable him for this turn. We have more AP grenades than anything else. Although we do have 2 flashbangs total. So I could flashbang him. That's guaranteed to really mess up his turn. And as we have really good cover, it would be fairly safe. The problem is, I would like to flank this guy and get a guaranteed hit, as heavy cover is pretty good. Yeah, her chance to hit him is so low. So we can't take. Let's see. Can I? How many people can get to this meld?
I'm on the move.
Ah. So our chances are even. Can we use a grenade with you? Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We just don't want to take chances with this many wounded and this many aliens on the field. We just have to nuke this one pod. Alright, now we can safely move here.
Got it.
Grab the meld for ourselves. And she can either hunker or move to safety. These 2 aliens might be able to range on people back there. She's quite safe. I can flashbang him. I'm not gonna. The best thing about flashbangs is normally you can flank immediately after you flash. Okay, I see how I can do that. We're gonna flashbang this alien. Flashbangs reduce their aim and mobility by a lot for 1 alien turn. And your turn, of course. So, let's see, he's disoriented. It's 50% aim penalty and 40% movement penalty, and it reduces the range for his area of effect attacks, which likely he doesn't have any of. That said, we've got the meld. She's used her action. And of course, the sectoids have Mind Fray, which can do a point of damage, so we're gonna hide her from him. That said,
On my way.
we're gonna move this character up, and we will steady her aim. Let me think. Yeah, we'll steady her aim so she can take a more accurate shot next turn.
Intentan retirarse.
Now, he's a little demoralized because we killed off his comrades so quickly. We're a little demoralized because we have 2 seriously wounded comrades on our first activation. This guy's not demoralized. I don't think he can flank us, but he can be a jerk. Also note, these mausoleums are not invulnerable. Whew. Whew. She's suppressed. Yeah, I heard about that one before. The other meld is up here. We'll keep that in mind, but moving quickly with this crew is difficult. So none of these shots are flanking. We can get very close to this guy. Oh, she aimed. Which is a shame because now she's suppressed. Wow, aliens. Well played. Alright.
Headed there now.
Also, if you have a really wounded character, it's about time to use all their consumables, because if they die, you lose that consumable. This said, we're going to drop a grenade on them. Careful to watch for the bright red silhouette. That means an alien will be affected by your grenade, especially the AP, because if it's on the wrong side of the cover, they won't. And I've had this happen. Okay. We want more of our unwounded soldiers up to the front. We're going to steady his weapon. We're going to move him up to this low cover as far away from the other alien as possible. Aw, too far. Then we'll take a hop up to here. She can make a dash. Getting hit by Overwatch really sucks though. I'm going to snuggle this character up here, where I might be able to use a grenade next turn, but she's definitely safe this turn. This character, I'm gonna pop in here. Thankfully we did not trigger other alien activations. An 18% chance to hit is just horrific. So I'm gonna go into Overwatch. And for her, she's gonna dash. That's about all I got. We have to pray it misses, which it does. You get when you dash, it's harder for Overwatch to hit you. It doubles the penalty. Penalty is about 20 aim, which isn't that much with really high levels of accuracy. Oh, no Overwatch? Come on. Alright, that guy moved back. He may or may not have gone into Overwatch, but we know this guy didn't.
Moving.
This will be safe move. Get a shot. Now, you know, the circle around this guy's shield means that he has full cover because he has, he has the low profile perk, which makes him harder to hit and cover. That means he's a sectoid leader. Okay, someone may be tanking Overwatch. Do I have a dash I really want to perform? This guy's gonna dash, which makes him harder to hit with Overwatch. Oh man, we cannot catch a break. No, drones. Drones are mechanical enemies with a lot of damage reduction. The enemies are just piling up these days. Is he suppressed or something? Oh, he steady aimed, but then the aliens moved out of my line of sight. What jerks. Not that they can't range on me, says my cover. Alright. Whew! Lucky shot. How much damage is that? That was incredibly lucky, as they can often take 2 or even 3 hits. Okay, we may get all this meld simply because we are tearing through the aliens. Kind of because there are way too many of them. She's going to do what? Got an Overwatch over here. Those aliens will want to move. We want to get these grenades up to the front. We don't want to risk Overwatch, and of course they can't Overwatch the turn they're activated. At least these enemies can't. So the building is definitely the safest place for our troops. This character should be fairly safe on the building because we have Overwatch. Alright. Whenever you see a mine merge, it makes a little plan form in my head. Oh, Overwatch. Good, good, a miss. This character, what are you doing? Okay. Because we Overwatched, they Overwatched. Now, flashbangs cancel Overwatch, which is great, excellent tool. Now, that one Overwatched, that one attacked. This means we will not be Overwatched. And I think, who can she shoot? That guy, 39% chance. 39% chances is not bad. 3, huh? Okay, we have 3 chances to kill this guy. And we don't need him. That's excellent. We do want to bring a number of these buddies' homes without using explosives. But I do not want this character to die. Let's see. I think I need to bring 5 alien corpses home.
On the move.
30%. That's not going to be enough.
Got it covered.
Go into Overwatch. Overwatch. Gonna dash this character up.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And we're gonna flash this one. Flashbangs do work through cover, but you know, just easiest. So there goes his Overwatch. And we can advance. What to wear? That guy still has Overwatch. So his accuracy and movement are screwed for this round. I don't think he can. Oh no. Man, I can get flanked by the other guy. What have I done? Oh yeah, I did double Overwatch here. Hopefully if this guy moves to take advantage, he dies. He might. Oh, okay, he's gonna stay put. Unlucky.
We need emergency evac.
Yeah, stop panicking. Okay, he resisted a double panic.
There's heavy fire in the zone.
Well played. More aliens. Where did you come from? No. Alright, we lucked out. Want to end it before she dies. Aliens are not making it easy on us. Now that alien is still there. Please kill him. Excellent. This is what we did last turn. We set up all these flanks.
I'm on it, Commander.
Alright, it does a little bit of damage to him. Come around the corner so she has high cover. And we use our pistol whenever we can. Unless it lowers your chance to hit. In which case you do not use the pistol. Okay.
Moving to position.
We'll put some Overwatch down. We might luck out and kill this guy if he tries to flank us. Man, can we not catch a break? Okay. She is glitching out. Okay, I don't know what exactly to do about that. We've taken so much damage, guys. At low levels, I'm not sure there's all that much I can do about it. But I might be playing poorly. I've certainly played better. Rushing for these meld canisters is what's getting me blown up. I can't believe we've taken so many wounds. I can't believe she can move at all. So we're going to advance and hunker. Using her for anything. Goes against my better nature. We'll see what happens. The meld, of course, is calling to me.
Rolling out.
This character will move to a position where we can flank next turn. These other walking wounded will try and secure this meld and be vaguely savvy. With their Overwatch, we may secure all the meld as long as none of them pop this turn. Because I'm betting this is the last alien on the map.
Headed there now.
Estella for the takedown.
Good work out there, Strike One.
If I may, Commander, the labs are on high alert. Teams are standing by for your orders. We can begin researching the newly recovered artifacts immediately.
Alright, Operation Rotting Throne was a brutal first mission. We seriously lucked out
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the
with
research labs.
no one dying, but we got pretty messed up, and we won't get to take advantage of those soldiers' experience
My role in this project is
in the next couple missions.
providing tactical support for our field operations and keeping you briefed on the current situation. My efforts should allow you to focus on the bigger issues at hand. Speaking of which, we have a soldier waiting for a promotion in the barracks. I'll let you get to it.
Awesome. Pleasure to meet you, Bradford. feel like I know you. Alright.
Commander to the research labs.
So,
Commander to the research labs.
yeah, everyone's out for 22 days. We did get a bunch of promotions. Let's see, our 2 people to pull through without getting hurt did not get a promotion. That's it's a little strange. Well, one of them didn't. Okay, who was it that went down? Because when you're critically wounded, you lose 15 willpower.
Commander to the research labs.
Unless you have a secondary heart gene mod, which of course none of us do. Man, the wounds. We'll check that out later.
The artifacts are being unloaded, and the research team is waiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
Okay. Our 2 basic researches are unlocked. We got 5 sectoid corpses, which I think is my target, and we got 10 meld, because we finished the mission before those last 2 meld canisters could explode.
Hello, Commander.
Hello.
My name is Dr. Valen. I oversee the research labs. This is where all of XCOM's research and development takes place.
We have
already begun analyzing the artifacts recovered from our first encounter with the aliens. Based on our preliminary findings, we believe we can use them to develop some new equipment for our soldiers. With your approval, we will begin research immediately.
She's got eyes that pierce the soul of science. Alright, so looking into our research, yes, you need 5 sectoid corpses to unlock Xenobio. So it's always nice to bring 5 back. You need 5 weapons fragments. That's important. You don't get weapons fragments from enemies that you blow up that take any explosive damage, I believe. And alien materials, we won't be getting this until we tackle a UFO. Although you can get them from drones. So, our 2 choices are Xenobio and alien weaponry. Now, I'm going to go ahead
the complexities of our latest
and
research projects are overwhelming the current staff.
take a look at the Longmore Wiki and tell you what we're going for. Alright, Xenobio and alien weaponry. So, Xenobiology unlocks council requests for sectoid corpses, and you get scientists in returns. So, if you really want to pump your science, go Xenobio, collect sectoid corpses, and trade them for scientists. You don't get that many chances to trade, like, immediately, but over the course of the game it really stacks up. It also leads to capture technology in a couple months. I mean, yeah, over the course of multiple months you can build up an alien containment and an arc thrower, which lets you capture enemies, which is risky but can really pay off with research credits. You can make really good trades after you do interrogations and autopsies of captured aliens for corpses. And then of course you start stocking up alien equipment, which you only get from a live capture, like alien weapons, which you can sell or stock up to eventually do plasma research, though that won't happen for a long time, so go ahead and sell them at this point. Alien weaponry, on the other hand, leads to trading weapons fragments to the council for engineers, which engineers give you a rebate, make things cheaper, and give you resources like weapons fragments and alloy back, so more efficient. So it's always nice to have engineers. It also leads to scopes, which increase your accuracy and are amazing, as well as some mech equipment and a couple foundry projects and beam lasers. And beam lasers are what you need first. Beam lasers are so good. You want beam lasers on your aircraft, especially to up your air game. It's the first big improvement, and it is a massive improvement because all beam lasers are more accurate, which is what everything your aircraft and your soldiers lack at the beginning of the game.
To be the most pressing of our current research options.
So straight to beam weapons.
I will notify you when a complete report is available.
If you know exactly what you're doing, you might be able to get away
Commander,
with the
I was
Xenobio.
wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering. Anything they can dream up in the research labs,
We can build it here.
It's true, they can build anything.
Speaking of which, Dr. Valen has just sent us some new schematics. With your approval, we will begin fabrication.
To engineering.
Do you know what she sent him? Schematics for a sawed-off shotgun. Now, these are free. So I'm gonna say go ahead and build 8. Now don't build quickly because that uses meld, and meld is a precious resource. So since they're free, go ahead and build 8. So you can equip them on everyone if you feel like it. You can build less if you want, but with 8 you're done. You have an infinite number of shotguns, which is what's required to create them. That said, now we're looking at shivs, satellites, and then 2 special builds for the shiv. The autoloader gives it an extra ammo and costs half as much as the shiv, but of course, as long as you don't leave it behind on a mission you retreat from, you'll get to keep it, even if your shiv dies. And then rebuild shiv is a cheap way of getting your shiv back. Of course, you don't want to sink too much money into it, but shivs are great when your barracks are low and at the beginning of the game. Now, since I took so many wounded on my experienced soldiers, I may just suck it up and build a shiv. We're definitely going to build a satellite, but we'll look at that later. Here is our barracks. It comes with 40 people. 4 of them are wounded. 1 of them is leveled up. You'll note it lists aim and defense, health, movement, and willpower. All the stats are listed right here. It's awesome. No one's dead yet. Hiring soldiers is expensive. It's 25 credits per soldier.
Commander to mission control.
So
Commander
guard
to
jealously
mission
the 40 lives that are entrusted to you at the beginning, because they are not cheap to replace. Alright, let's look at our aircraft. We begin with 4 Avalanche interceptors. It's suggested that you switch some of them to Stingray. So Avalanche missiles are low armor penetration, high damage, whereas Stingray missiles are high armor penetration, low damage. Neither is the most effective weapon in the game, but for tackling some UFOs, you'll want Stingrays, not transfer. So I'm gonna go half and half. I may need to order interceptors right off the bat. It might be best to just order 2, as I'm sure I'll be needing them.
Commander to mission control.
And this is the only continent I have protection over right now. You want to shoot down as many aliens as possible, because every kill an interceptor has increases their aim by 3% and their damage by 1%, which stacks. I think the aim stacks at like 30%. It stops stacking, caps. That's what I mean. But the other one doesn't. Also, we're going to take advantage of our bonus on cheap aircraft.
So we should plan our deployment.
And finally, we get to Panic. Panic is on a scale of 1 to 100 per country now, and it's a lot more granular. There are lots of ways to reduce it a little bit, and there are lots of ways that it increases a little bit. So it feels less swingy and a lot more sticky.
Commander to mission control.
Alright, so we've got our sawed-off shotgun, alien weaponry. What do we want to build? First, we definitely want to excavate. Got a satellite uplink. What can we build? We can build a foundry right off the bat, fission generator, your basic power, satellite, workshop, lab. We've got 8 power to spare. Not going straight for the foundry. I can use it all on a satellite uplink, or I can build a lab and a workshop. Let's see.
Commander to mission control. Commander to mission control.
think I usually build, since my satellite uplink is on this side, I usually try to build my satellites over here, my uplinks over here, that is, my uplinks in power. Building down is more expensive, building over is better. And my labs and workshops over here. Bundle of 4 or 6 is superior.
Commander to mission control. Commander
Since
to
I'm gonna
mission
need
control.
power immediately. Well, not quite immediately, but I will power cap myself. What I'm gonna do is build a lab and a workshop over here. Power facilities here and satellite uplinks going down. It'll be kind of inefficient for satellite uplinks, but satellite spam is not the way to win this game. How much is the access lift? 100. So we won't need to build anything just yet, unless I want to build a satellite uplink right now.
Commander to mission control. Commander to mission control.
Let's actually build a generator. You only want to build it if you're gonna use it this month. And maybe I'm not. Let's build the access lift so I can start digging out here, as I would like to build a thermo generator ASAP, and it'll be cheap to get to. Alright, that said, how many satellites do I have?
Satellite uplink facilities at mission
I have
control.
0 available,
Commander to
1 in
mission
orbit.
required.
And, oh, what's my
Satellite
capacity?
uplink facilities at maximum capacity.
1 in 1.
Additional uplink required.
Okay. You want to build the long-term stuff first. Since we have so many wounded, I'm going to build a shiv.
Commander to mission
I'm not going to
control.
get the reloader.
Commander to mission control.
I'm going to build 1 satellite
Our current satellite uplink facilities are at
in
full
case
capacity.
ours gets
We should
shot
build
down,
additional uplink
heaven
as soon as
forbid.
possible to allow for new satellite deployments.
And I'm going to wait on buying aircraft until I see how badly damaged mine get. Alright, and then I'll usually start every episode looking at what's coming up in the future, and I'm going to end every episode here as well as I scan for the next mission. Note that scanning is a lot slower now, so you have more time to react, stop scanning. Our aircraft have been rearmed, our sawed-off shotguns now exist. And our first abduction. Heavy UFO activity over the UK.
Commander, we've picked up multiple requests for assistance. Abductions and
So we'll be going on an abduction to keep panic low in Sheffield of the UK. And that's it for our first episode. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.